Okay, we are recording. Yay. Okay, awesome. It is Tuesday at 2 o'clock. We are going to do some yoga today. We've got a great sequence, and then some intensive focus yin yoga poses for hips. So let's get started. We're going to start in a standing position. And all of our poses today are going to be about 3 or 4 breaths each. So nice slow moving sequence. When we get into the yin poses, we'll hold for even longer. Whew. So just get your spine aligned. Do a couple shoulder rolls to start out with. Let's get up into our mountain position. Interlock the fingers. You can interlock your thumbs. Tall. Stretching open that chest. And we're going to take a gentle side bend and hold. Moving through center to the other side, slowly, gently warming up the spine. Coming back to center, release for a second. Going back up into our mountain, and we're going to do a gentle back bend. So only take it as far as you can, just stretching out the stomach, looking behind you. Hang out here for a few breaths. Now let's take our forward fold. You can bend your knees if you need to. Some nice forward fold, stretching out that lower back. And release to standing. Let's come into our chair position. We've got a couple variations on this today. Sit your booty back as far as you can. We're just hanging out here for a second. And then go up onto your toes if you have that available to you. And you can even drop it down here if you've got this available to you. Drop your hips down to the back of your heels. And release to standing front. Eagle pose right. Let's take the right up, right arm up under the left. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. You can take it as deep or as shallow as you like. Unwinding and to the other side. To balance. Cross over. Ideally, your foot can be wrapped around your calf at a certain point. This is balance and also joint mobility here in this pose. Whew. Whew. Next pose, you can use something to hang on to or take a modification on this one. You can hang on to something and put your legs straight out in front of you and bring your head down to your knee and hang on to your toe. The other option, we're just going to bring our leg up, 90-degree angle. This is the beginning of it. We're working the upper hip here. You should feel that in your upper hip, your upper quad and hip area. Make sure your leg is completely straight. Lots of different layers to this pose. And the other side, making sure you've taken your weight into the other foot before coming up. This is balance, this is strength. Hip mobility. Whew. From here, we're going to go into the standing bow pose, and there are variations on this. I like to use a prop for this one. Woo. Just do what you can. If all you can do is put your foot behind you, that works too. And try the other side. Our prop's a little wiggly. Hopefully I won't fall today. Woo. Ideally, you want to be able to stretch your whole leg straight up behind you. We're getting there. You feel that stretching in the upper quad, hip area. Good stuff. Back to standing. Take a nice warrior 3. You're just flying. Whew. Arms to the front if you have that. My balance is not allowing that today. These balance poses are difficult. Let's take that to the other side. Whew. Whew. And down. Those are the hardest balance ones. Whew. Through that. All right. Wide leg front fold. Whew. Release from all of that. Those are hard balance poses. That works those hip muscles, those hip flexors in different ways than we normally do. So changing it up and stressing it like that is good stuff. Gives you a little bit more flexibility, more mobility. Let's take this front forward a little bit deeper. Let the head hang. Feel the stretching in the spine. Using the weight of your body to help decompress the spine. Whew. And let's take our side angle to the right. One more breath here, and we'll flip it over to the left. Whew. Feel the strength in your legs, the stretching in your upper body. Ground your weight down through your feet, your heels, big toes. Woo. And my back just cracked. Awesome. Woo. And we are ready for tree pose. So take your tree as shallow or as deep as you like. Hands to heart, 3 more breaths. And release. Let's find that tree pose on the other side. Remember, you can do it down here, mid-leg, as far up as you like. Whatever works for your practice. And release. Coming down to the floor, let's take a nice release of the lower back. Rolling the spine. We're going to add in some single leg stretches here because it just feels good. Right leg extended. Left knee into the chest. Pulling the knee in hard to the chest. Pointing that toe on the opposite foot, but keeping the leg up off of the ground. And the other side. Pulling that right knee hard into the chest. Left leg extended, toe pointed. And just breathe into it. And back to both knees, into the chest, pull it around. Like that one, releasing the lower back. Whew. We've got a sequence on our stomachs now. Oh, so get comfortable. Right cheek to the ground. Just relax for a second. Hands in position, getting ready for Cobra. Deep breaths. Feel the belly filling, pushing you up off the mat. And let's come up into Cobra. As deep or as shallow as you like. You can be here, you can be way up here. Be right in the middle. I'm kind of feeling the middle today. You can arch your head and look back if that's available to you. Your toes should be pointed and slightly raised off the mat. And release, putting the left cheek down to the floor. A few deep breaths here. Release. Coming back to center, and let's get into our locust, which is a variation on the Cobra. Arms are back, legs are up off of the ground. As deep or as shallow as you like. Whew. Feel this in your shoulders, your biceps, your arms, your triceps. Your arms are fully engaged in this section. Doesn't matter if you come off the ground a half an inch or 3 inches. It's all good. And release, right cheek to the ground. Three breaths here, just relax. And coming into our bow pose again. We can do one side at a time. We can do both sides. And this is the bow pose while you're laying down. Eventually, you should be able to lift up your knees off the ground. This becomes a back bend, floor back bend. We're opening the chest, opening the belly, stretching out those legs. Woo! And release. Left cheek to the ground. Woo! Coming up onto our knees. We're going to keep our knees together and sit down on our heels. If this is available to you, this is tortoise pose. Similar to child's pose, except your knees are together instead of apart. So your knees together, and you're going to collapse down onto your body. The aim here is to get your forehead all the way to the ground and keep your hips, your sit bones sitting right on your heels. This can take time. Release into it. It makes my feet crack. 2 more breaths here. We're going to come up onto all fours, just for positioning purposes. Let's try this rabbit pose. It's very similar. We're going to stay on our knees. We're going to bring our head, the top of our head, to the mat with our arms straight out beside us. This is rabbit. Arms down the body, straight back. And this is a precursor to the headstand. Getting you used to feeling weight in the top of your head. Make sure you're not over the center point. You want to be toward the first third of the top of your head. Don't bend your neck too much. While we're down here, let's add a pose. Let's take a little twist to the left, reaching through with the right ear toward the ground. Moving through center to the other side, right ear to the ground, little twist to the right. Wringing out the internal organs when we do these twists. Let's come to a seated position. Watch when you come up. We've been inverted for a little while, so be gentle. Don't make yourself dizzy. Put your right foot into the body. We've got our single leg stretches forward. Remember, we're going to twist to the side. We're going to turn to that side, even it up, and go down. It's all right if your leg is bent. You want to try and get your knee as close to your forehead as you can. And then release, walk it back. Other side. Turn the hips and fold forward. Woo. Let's take a wide both two legs, moving forward, stretching the chest forward, pull on those toes, grab your toes and pull your chest forward. Let's take our right leg over our left leg, cross. Take that left elbow into the right knee and gentle twist to the right. Oh, my back popped. All right. Woo. Whew, and unwind from that. Let's do the other side. Right arm, left knee, and twist. And back to forward. Whew. We're going to come to a butterfly position. We're getting into our hip intensive section now. So these are going to be a little bit longer holds. So just breathe through it. Butterfly and lean. And we're going to hold this for about a minute. So give yourself time to release those inner thighs and keep the pressure on. Just move a little bit deeper into the pose when you can. When you feel it start to release, move a little bit deeper into it. And just relax into it. The longer I hold this, I can start to feel a ligament in my glute start to release. Quite interesting how it happens. Like you have to get through the surface tension of the muscle to get to the deeper connection. Sometimes it just takes time. And release. Stretch those legs out for a second. And release all of that. Good stuff. This next position, we're going to be back up on our knees. It's called melting heart. So we want our heart to get as close to the ground as we can. Arms extended, forehead to the ground. Chest reaching to the ground. Legs relaxed. Working up back out of that. Whew. Starting to get sweaty and I'm slipping on my neck. Legs wide. Let's take a nice forward fold, keeping the legs as straight as possible this time. Just bending as you can. I'm going to feel this in the glutes, the hamstrings, reaching out in front, trying to keep the back as straight as possible and tilting from the hip. When you feel it release a little bit, go a little bit deeper. Just a few more seconds here. A little bit deeper. And release. Whew. The next position is our sleeping swan. We've got sort of like a pigeon. The leg is a little bit more askew. Pigeon is also great for this position too. Just trying to stretch out that inner thigh. I think my pigeon option is the best for me today. I think that swan's coming today. And unwinding from that, let's move to the other side. Gently, gently. Forehead to the ground. Relax onto that leg. Feel that stretch through the hamstring, glute, hip flexor area. Breathe into it. Moving to the back. Laying down, I've got a slight twist. Knee, right knee over. And then grab the left foot. And bring your right foot, your left foot closer to your glute. Whew. It's a nice twist with a twist. You can put your other hand up on your right knee. Anchor it if you like. This is really getting into that hip flexor from a different angle. Breathe into it. And let's unwind it from that. And switch to the other side. Left knee over. Grab that right foot with your hand. Bring your right foot close up to your glute. You can grab onto your left knee with your hand to anchor. I can tell this side is more flexible in this position than the other side. Not as much to release on this side. And unwinding from this, let's get our back flat on the mat. Grab those big toes. Oh. Pull those knees into the chest, to the body area. Happy baby. This is called happy baby. Massage that lower back. Pull those legs straight down into your body. It's actually a good arm exercise. Very nice. And once again, let's just pull our knees in. Small massage to the back. Right leg straight out, point the toes all the way down. Left leg, stretch, point the toes all the way down. Make sure your back is in contact with the floor the whole way. Arms to the side, palms up. Relax, let your feet fall apart. A few breaths here, relax. Bring your awareness back to your fingers, your toes, your eyes. Start wiggling. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, the legs. Bring some movement back into your body. Fall to the side. And come back up to sitting. Cross-legged, and we are done. Namaste. Very nice.